Greg Heffley was a scrawny kid. He was short, kind of goofy looking, and had a knack for attracting bullies like moths to a porch light. Every day at school was a minefield of shoves, insults, and laughter directed at him. It was like walking through a hailstorm of negativity, and Greg was tired of getting soaked. He tried to tell teachers, but they never seemed to catch the bullies in the act. It was always, just ignore them, or they probably don't mean it. But they did mean it. Every shove, every snicker chipped away at Greg's already fragile confidence. Greg just wanted to disappear. He wished he could blend into the background, be invisible, anything to avoid the constant torment. But bullies have a way of sniffing out insecurity, and Greg wore his like a neon sign. He was their easy target, their daily dose of amusement. If the bullying wasn't bad enough, Greg's world came crashing down when his girlfriend Holly Hills dumped him. They'd been going out for a whole 3 weeks, which felt like a lifetime in middle school. He thought things were going well, but then came the dreaded note passed in the hallway. "Greg, it's over. You're just too weak. Sorry." Those 2 words, "too weak," felt like a punch to the gut. It was one thing to be bullied by the school thugs, but to have your own girlfriend think you were a wimp? That was a whole new level of pain. Greg retreated into his shell even further. He barely spoke in class, ate lunch alone in the library, and dreaded the walk home every day. The bullies seemed to sense his increased vulnerability, and their taunts grew even crueler. One night, while Greg was moping in his room, feeling like a complete loser, something inside him snapped. He was tired of being the victim, tired of being scared, tired of being weak. Greg decided right then and there that he was going to change. He started going to the gym with his older brother, Roderick, who was surprisingly supportive. Roderick showed him the ropes, and Greg threw himself into lifting weights and working out. He wasn't going to become a bodybuilder overnight, but he was determined to get stronger both physically and mentally. Greg also started paying attention in class, something he'd never really done before. He discovered that he actually enjoyed learning when he put his mind to it. He even started studying for tests and doing his homework, much to the astonishment of his parents. Months went by, and Greg's transformation was remarkable. He wasn't the scrawny kid he used to be. He'd grown taller, filled out, and his confidence had skyrocketed. The bullies who used to torment him now looked at him twice, unsure of what to make of this new Greg Heffley. One day, the ringleader of Greg's bullies, a hulking 8th grader named Lenwood Heath, tried to trip Greg in the hallway. But this time, Greg was ready. He caught himself, stood tall, and looked Lenwood straight in the eye. "Not today, Lenwood," Greg said calmly, his voice deeper than it used to be. "Not today." Lenwood, taken aback by Greg's newfound confidence, mumbled something and backed down. The other bullies, sensing a shift in the power dynamic, followed suit. Greg had finally stood up for himself, and it felt amazing. Greg didn't necessarily want revenge on his bullies. He just wanted them to leave him alone. He'd learned that true strength came from within, from believing in yourself and never giving up, even when things got tough. And that, Greg realized, was a lesson worth learning.